All right, everybody. And just like that, it is a time. Let's go ahead and get ourselves all warmed up. We have our total body extensions, we have our knee huggers, our squats, and our side lunges. So let's go ahead and get ourselves fired up in three, two, one. For today's workout, it is a leg day today. What we do have is four groups of exercises. There's three exercises in each group. What you're going to do is going to be 35 seconds of work, 10-second transition. The format is going to be a double round with each one of the four groups. So once you finish those three exercises, you're going to go right back to the top, do those three exercises again before moving on to the next group. You will get a 20-second breather in between each one of the groups, so you can have a little bit of time to shake those legs off. And then after our fourth group, we also do have a finisher at the end. I'll explain the finisher when that time comes. So let's go ahead and get into our exercises. Starting up with the first group, we have our pop squats. So this one, you're going to have your feet shoulder width apart. And then as you come up after the squat, you're going to pop up with those 2 feet together up at the top. And then just get that full range of motion. If you do need to, you can go to squat your toes instead. Otherwise, you can also do Heisman's as well. Next up, you're going to go into those shifting side lunges. This one, you're going to take a nice deep step to the side and then stay nice and low into those side lunges. Keep that chest forward. Do not drop that chest. If you want to hold your weight just like Teresa is, just hold it right in front of your chest. Just make sure you're not dropping that chest as you're moving side to side. Otherwise, you could do a push-ups instead. Next up is going to be your narrow squats. It's going to be your feet will be about 3 to 6 inches apart, making sure you're still getting that depth. You can hold your weight still in front of your chest as well. And then your goal is to try to get maybe those elbows past those knees so you can get that full range of motion. Otherwise, you can do crunches instead. Next up, we're going to go into those sumo squats, your first exercise in your second group. You have your toes pointed out. Your feet should be starting up wider than shoulder width apart. If you do find those knees start to cave in, you can narrow that stance a little bit. And of course, hold that weight in front of your chest. You want to hold it goblet style to make sure that you are getting that full range of motion. Otherwise, you can do shoe touches instead. Next up is our power skips. So this one you can extend that leg behind your body and then drive that same knee up at the top. You can do that skip up at the top. You're going to focus on one side each round for those full 35 seconds. Next time you do this exercise, you're going to switch sides with it. And of course, if you do need to take this top out, you can just drive that knee up. And then your next exercise is going to be your glute bridge march. So this one, remember, you're driving through those heels. Keep that hip up in that glute bridge, and you're just going to extend each foot at a time on that one. And then you're also going to bring each foot back one at a time towards those heels. Make sure you're alternating between each starting foot so you can get equal reps on both sides of your legs. And then also, of course, if you do need to, you can go to regular glute bridges or do that glute bridge pulse. Also, go to our next group now, starting up with our straight leg deadlifts, either with your dumbbells or your weighted bag. Make sure you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. You're hinging at the hip. You should be feeling that stretch in those hamstrings. If you do find your knees start to bend a little bit on this one, that's where your range of motion ends. That's where you want to start coming up from there. Also, squeeze your glutes up at the top and drive through those heels. Otherwise, you can do ghost jumps instead. Next up is going to be our speed squats. So this one, remember, feet shoulder width apart. You're getting deep into that squat. You're going nice and quick. You're not coming all the way up out of that squat. You're coming about maybe 95, 96% up. If you're moving quick with it, but you're not getting that full depth, just go to regular squats instead because you want to focus on your depth for this one. Otherwise, you can do the run in place instead. Next up is that plank one-legged scissor. So you're gonna be in a low plank position. You're gonna move that foot laterally to the side. Make sure you're leading with those heels, not with those toes. Those toes should not be pointed out. You want to lead with those ankles as you're going side to side. You can watch your reps, make sure that toe is pointed towards the ground. Do a few reps on one side, then you can switch sides and keep alternating between the two. Otherwise, you can do a regular plank instead. But then we'll go to our final group. It's starting up with that around the world lunge on the right side. You can do a forward lunge, and then you're going to do a side lunge, and then you're going to do a reverse lunge. You can also use weights with this one as well, like Teresa's holding it right in front of her chest. Just make sure you're doing all three versions of those lunges. You can do it in any order you want. Just make sure you're getting those lunges in. Of course, if any one of those lunges does bother you or does hurt your knees, you can just focus on the lunges you can perform. Otherwise, we're going to go to our next one. It's going to be our left side with the around the world lunges. Same thing. You're just going to the left side, forward, side lunge, and reverse lunges in whatever order you want. Otherwise, you can do your sit-ups instead. And then our final exercise in this final group will be our squat jacks. So this one, you want to get deep into that squat, and then you're going to pop up with those 2 feet together up at the top. Remember, these are not your Smurf jacks, so you're going to be able to come up out of your squat on this one. Just make sure you're getting deep into that squat and you're popping up with those 2 feet together at the top. Those are our exercises, everybody. We also do have a birthday. We do have a birthday for Kim Velarde. Happy birthday. We'll get our burpee for Kim. Let's go ahead and get our birthday burpee in a 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday. All right, everybody, let's get ourselves all set up. Of course, our our finisher will be our legs on fire, but I'll explain that during that little minute break at the end. So everybody get ready. We're going to get started at the top with our pop squats. Let's get this Thursday leg day started in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, get deep into those squats. They're popping up with those 2 feet together at the top. Remember, get that full range of motion. You want to get deep into those squats. Otherwise, you can do those Heismans instead, just like Teresa is showing you right there. Driving that knee up, throwing that stiff arm. Otherwise, keep it up with those pop squats. Keep getting that depth. You want to get that full range of motion. A few more seconds. We have 2, 1. Next up is that shifting side lunge. Then we're going to take that deep step to the side. And then you're just going to shift your weight between those lunges. We'll get started in 2, 1. Let's go. Otherwise, you can do push-ups instead. Then make sure you're staying low into those side lunges as you're just shifting your weight side to side. Give it up, everybody at home. Perfect. Stay low in those side lunges. Perfect, Nicole. Awesome reps. Teresa's showing you the modification. You do those push-ups. Make sure you're getting that chest all the way to the ground. You got about 10 more seconds after this. We're going to go into those narrow squats. You can also do crunches instead. Good. Up or down to 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, back onto our feet. Remember, your feet should be 3 to 6 inches apart. Hold your weight in front of your chest. Get ready in 2, 1. Let's go. Remember, you can do crunches instead of those narrow squats if you need to. If you're doing those narrow squats, you want to get deep into that squat like Teresa is right there. Get those hips at least down to knee level. Try to get those elbows below your knees if possible. Perfect. Feel that burn. Remember, the deeper you go into those squats, the more you engage those muscles, those glutes, and put less pressure on those knees. Teresa's showing you those crunches. After this, we're going back to the top. We have 3, 2, 1. All right. We're going to go back to the top, pop squats. We can also do Heismans instead. Get ready. We'll get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it, everyone. Make sure you're getting deep into that squat. You're popping up with those 2 feet together. If you do need to, you can do your squat to toes if the impact's too much with the pop up at the top. Otherwise, you can also do Heismans. Just keep getting those reps, everyone. Feel that burn in those legs. Let's work hard today. Teresa's showing you those Heismans. 10 more seconds. We're going into those shifting side lunges again. Keep it up. You've got this. We have 3, 2. Get the last rep. All right. Remember, take that deep step to the side and then stay low as you shift your weight side to side. Get ready in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Remember, make sure you're not dropping your chest in those shifting side lunges. You want to keep your chest forward. Try to get that 90-degree angle with those knees as you're shifting your weight side to side. Otherwise, if you do need to, you can do push-ups instead. We got about 10 more seconds with this. After this, we're going to go into those narrow squats. We have 3, 2, 1. All right. Remember, feet 3 to 6 inches apart in those narrow squats. Keep that chest forward, weight on your heels. We'll get started in 2, 1. Let's go. Perfect. I'm loving how deep we're getting into these squats. And where the deeper you go into the squats, the better you're going to be. You're going to build that lean muscle. You're going to get stronger. And you'll put less pressure on those knees. Keep it up, everyone. Everybody at home, get those deep squats. We got about 10 seconds after this. We're gonna get that little 20-second breather before we move on to our group 2. We have down to 3, 2, get that last rep in. Awesome job. All right, you get 20 seconds so you can shake those legs off if you need to. We're gonna start group 2. Group 2 does start with our sumo squats. You want your toes pointed out, feet wider than shoulder width apart. Are you ready, everybody? Get in position. If you're gonna grab your weights, hold them right in front of your chest. We'll get started in 2, 1, let's go. Whenever you're holding those weights, hold them goblet style so you can get more range of motion in those sumo squats. Nice, perfect depth in these squats, everyone. I cannot say that enough. We are absolutely crushing it. Burn up those legs. Get into the uncomfortable feeling. If you need to, you can go to shoe touches. Teresa's showing you those shoe touches right there. Aim for those toes, not those heels. Less than 10 seconds. Next up, we're going to go into those power skips. Maybe you're focusing on one side. We have 2, 1. All right, back onto your feet, everybody. Remember, just straighten your leg out behind you and then driving that knee up. Stay in that same side for those full 35 seconds. Get ready in 2, 1. Let's get it. If you need to, you can take the hop out and just drive that knee up. Just keep it up. By the end of these 35 seconds, you'll be feeling that burn in that leg. Loving everybody's work today. We came in here to work hard, push ourselves, challenge our limits. You got about 10 more seconds. Otherwise, next up, we're going to get to that glute bridge march. Then up, we're down to 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody. We're going to go back onto the mat. It's that glute bridge march. Remember, hold that glute bridge up. We're going to get this started in 3, 2, 1. Remember, you're going to keep those hips up in those, we're doing those glute bridge marches. Otherwise, you can do regular glute bridges. Hold that glute bridge up, or you can do those pulses. Just keep it up, everybody. Teresa's showing you those glute bridges with the pulses. Driving through those heels, toes pointed up. Less than 10 seconds. We'll go back to the top to our sumo squats. We have 3, 2, 1. All right, back to the top. Sumo squats, you're gonna use your weights. Remember, hold it goblet style. You're either using dumbbells or your weighted bag. We'll get started in 2, 1, let's go. Remember, get those hips at least down to knee level. If you're getting those hips even lower than knee level, that's even better. That should be your goal. You wanna work getting even past those knees if you can. Otherwise, get at least down to that knee level. Also, don't drop your chest. Keep that weight on those heels. You got about 10 seconds, everybody. Teresa's showing you those shoe touches again if you need to do those. We have 3, 2, 1. All right, going back into our feet. We're going to the other side in those power skips now. Get ready, buddy. We're gonna get this started in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Nice. There we go. Remember, you can get that hop at the top if you want, but if the impact's too much, you can take out the hop and just drive those knees up. Just stick to that same side. Keep driving that knee as high as you can at the top. You got about 10 more seconds. We'll go back onto the floor and get into that glute bridge march. Give it up. You got a few more seconds left. We're down to 2. Want to get that last power skip. Nice. All right. Get your backs on to the floor. Remember, keep those hips up during those glute bridge marches. We'll get this started in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Make sure when you start up with that leg, you're alternating between each leg so you can get equal reps on both sides. Don't drop those hips. If you're doing those regular glute bridges, make sure you're driving through those heels. Have your toes pointed up. And keep squeezing those glutes. You want to incorporate those muscles. You got about 10 seconds, almost there. We'll get that little 20-second breather after this. Right on to 3, 2, 1. Awesome job, everybody. All right, you come back to your feet. If you need to shake your legs off, you can. We're gonna get into group 3, starting up with those straight leg deadlifts. So this one you can grab those heavier weights if you have them. 10 more seconds. Make sure you're in position. Remember, you can also do ghost jumps instead if you need to. We'll get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Make sure you're squeezing your shoulder blades together, hinging at the hip. You should not be bending those knees too much, just a slight bend. If you start to feel those knees start to bend, that's where your range of motion ends and you want to come up. You should be feeling that stretch in those hamstrings. We want to work that posterior chain. Otherwise, you can do ghost jumps. Teresa's showing you those ghost jumps, moving those feet, moving those hands as quickly as you can. Loving these deadlifts. Awesome job, everyone. A few more seconds. Next up will be our speed squats. We have 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, speed squats. Remember, you want to get deep into those squats. You don't want to come all the way up. Don't lock those knees at the top. Get ready in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Speed squats. Remember, get that depth in those squats. If you're moving fast in those speed squats and not getting that depth, just slow it down. Get regular squats if you need to. Teresa's showing you the depth that you should be getting in those squats. Otherwise, remember, you can also run in place instead. Try to beat Teresa in that race. Get that first place. You got about 10 seconds after this. When you get to that plank, one-legged scissor. Remember, low plank position. Almost to get those last squats in. We have 3, 2, 1. All right, low plank, everybody. If you're moving that foot laterally, leading with that ankle, that heel gets started in 2, 1. Let's go. Remember, you don't want to tap the ground with that foot either. You can watch your reps. Make sure your toe is pointed towards the ground and not to the side. Lead with those ankles. Maybe do a few reps on one side and then switch sides. Alternate between the two. You want to get equal reps on both sides. Otherwise, you can just hold your plank. You got about 10 seconds. After this, we'll go back to the top to those straight leg deadlifts. We have 3, 2, 1. All right, back to the top. Grab those heavy weights again. Get ready, everybody. We're going to get this started in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Ever squeeze your shoulder blades together, hinge at the hip. You don't want to bend those knees too much. There we go. Perfect reps, everybody. We are absolutely killing it today. Everybody at home, I can see you doing this later. If you're doing it later, get those perfect reps. You should be squeezing your glutes up at the top. 10 more seconds. Teresa's showing you those ghost jumps. We have 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to go into those speed squats. Remember, you can also do your run in place instead. If you need to take the legs out, get ready in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Awesome job, everyone. Keep it up. Get those hips down to knee level. You've got this. Try to get as deep into the squats like Teresa is. You don't want to come up all the way to the top. If you do need to, remember, you can also run in place. Just run as fast as you can. Remember, as you're running in place, remember, you're not first, you're last. So you want to go as fast as possible. 10 more seconds. Next up will be that plank one-legged scissor. We have 3, 2, 1. All right, low plank position, everybody. We'll get this started in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Remember, lead with those heels, not those toes as you're moving that leg to the side. Also, keep those hips level with your upper body, with those shoulders. You don't want to pike those hips up as you're getting those reps. You want to keep it nice and controlled. A few reps on one side and a few reps on the other. Remember, of course, if you do need to, you can just hold that plank as well. You got about 10 seconds. We'll get into that little 20-second breather again after this. We're down to 3, 2, 1. All right. You can get back onto your feet, shake off those legs if you need to. Just get yourself ready for this final group of exercises in 10 seconds. We need to that round the world lunge on the right side. Remember, forward, side, and reverse lunge. We'll get this started in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, everybody. Final group of exercises. Remember, you can do those 3 lunges in any order you choose. Just make sure you're getting all those lunges in. We're going around the world on that right side. And if any of those lunges does bother your knees, just focus on the lunges that you can do comfortably. Otherwise, you can do fast feet instead. Teresa's showing you those fast feet, either lateral or forward and back, in about 10 seconds. Next up, we're gonna go to the other side, left side with the round the world lunges. We have 2, 1. All right, we're gonna go to the left side now. So same thing, just different leg. We'll get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's get these lunges. Remember, forward lunge, side lunge, reverse lunge. Get that back knee as close to the ground as possible in those forward and reverse lunges. On those side lunges, get down to that 90-degree angle. Of course, if you need to, you can do those sit-ups instead. Get that chest up to those knees. Teresa's showing you how to get that full range of motion. 10 more seconds. Next up will be those squat jacks. Remember, get deep into that squat. Pop up with those 2 feet together. We have a couple more seconds. We have 2, 1. All right, back into your feet. And we're getting deep into that squat. And you're going to pop up with those 2 feet together, just like a pop squat at the top. We get ready in 2, 1. Let's go. Remember, you need Teresa's showing you how to get that form in. And we get deep into that squat, and then you're gonna pop up with those 2 feet together like you're doing a pop squat at the top. Otherwise, you can do regular pop squats, regular jumping jacks instead. Just keep it up, keep that strong pace. We had about 10 more seconds, everybody. We'll go back to the top to the around the world lunge on the right side. We have 2, 1. All right, everyone. Around the world lunges on the right side. Get ready. We'll get this started in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Remember, forward lunge, side lunge, reverse lunge, any order you choose, but get those lunges in. Burn up those legs. Get that knee as close to the ground as possible. You've got this. Just keep it up. Keep fighting for those reps. You want to go through that burning sensation. Feel that uncomfortable feeling. Got about 10 more seconds before we switch sides. Otherwise, you're going to do with those fast feet like Teresa's showing you right now. We have 2, 1. All right, you're going to go to the left side. And we can also do sit-ups instead. We'll get this started in 3, 2, 1. Get these lunges, get these reps, everybody. We're getting closer and closer to that finish line. Of course, we do have our finisher after this. You will get that little minute break. Keep it up. You've got this. Stay focused. Remember, you are unstoppable. You are a warrior. You can dominate today as long as you believe in yourself. Teresa's showing you those sit-ups. Less than 10 seconds. We'll go into those squat jacks next. We're down to 2, 1. All right, back onto our feet. Remember, you're getting deep into that squat. You're going to pop up with those 2 feet together at the top. Get ready in 3, 2, 1. Final exercise of our final group. Let's make it count. Finish strong with these squat jacks. Remember, if you need to, you can go to regular jumping jacks instead. Awesome job, everybody. We have been doing amazing work in those legs. Everybody said it's your favorite day of the week, but you're proving it. All right, getting some amazing work with those reps. Less than 10 seconds, everybody. Get those last reps in. We're down to 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. All right. Now it's time for our finisher. It is Legs on Fire. We're going to be using our song, Ring of Fire. We're using a distortion version. So if you do have that, you can start that when this starts. But for our Legs on Fire, it is, we do have 5 exercises, 20 seconds of work with each. You're going to transition right into the next, no transition time in between. You're going top to bottom through the list twice, starting off with those squats, getting deep into those squats, get that chest up, and then get those knees down to the knee level, and then right after that, you're going to into that stationary lunge on the right side, just staying nice and straight up and down in that lunge. After that, we're going to go into your squat hold. You're going to hold that squat for those full 20 seconds. After that, we're going to go into your stationary lunge on the left side, so straight up and down. Don't lock those knees at the top. And then we go back into those squats, 20 seconds of that one. And then we'll go right back to the top after that. Everybody get ready. Okay, and of course, if you can't do the leg stuff, instead of the squats, you do mountain climbers instead. Stationary lunge, you do push-ups. Instead of stationary lunge, squats, you can do spiders. And then stationary lunge on the left side, you can do knee teasers. And then squats, you can do mountain climbers, of course, as well. Get ready, everybody. We're going to get this legs on fire started in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Here we go. And we get deep into those squats. Remember, you need to, you can do mountain climbers instead, everybody. Just keep it up. You got about 10 more seconds. Right after this, you're going to that stationary lunge on the right side. Good up. We've got this. We have a 3, 2, 1. Into that stationary lunge on the right side. Remember, instead of the stationary lunge, you can do push-ups if you need to. Just going straight up and down in that stationary lunge. You got about 10 more seconds. After this will be that squat hold. You can also do spiders instead. Just keep it up, everyone. We got 3, 2, 1. Into that squat hold. Hold that squat. There are full 20 seconds. Don't drop that chest. If you need to do those spiders, you can. You got about 10 more seconds. Next up, you do that stationary lunge on the left side, or you can do knee teaser planks instead. If you need to, we can get into the next one in 2, 1. Stationary lunge on the left side. Here we go. Remember, no transition time. We're going right into the next exercise. Keep it up, everyone. You got about 10 more seconds. We'll go back into those squats. Remember, you can do mountain climbers instead of those squats. We're down to 3, 2, 1. All right, back into our squats. And we can do those mountain climbers if you need to. And we're going to stay with this one for those full 40 seconds. We're going back to the top. It'll be squats again. 10 seconds, but keep it up. We're down to 3, 2, 1. Keep it up with those squats. And we can also do mountain climbers instead if you need to. Just keep it up, everybody. You've got this. In about 10 more seconds, we'll go to that stationary lunge on the right side. Teresa's showing you those mountain climbers. We're down to 3, 2, 1. Stationary lunge on the right side. Teresa's showing you the push-ups, but it's the modification, which you can do if you're not going to do that stationary lunge on the right side. You got about 10 seconds after this. You will go into that squat hold. Of course, if you need to, you can go into the spiders instead. We have 3, 2, 1. All right, squat hold. Teresa's showing you the spiders. That is the modification. But if you're doing that squat hold that squat. Don't drop your chest. Stay low in that squat on those heels. Less than 10 seconds. Next up will be that stationary lunge on the left side. Couple seconds. We have 2, 1. Stationary lunge left side. Teresa's going to show you those knee teaser planks. Let's just get those knees close to the ground without touching the ground, and then right back into that high plank. Remember, straight up and down. Don't lock those knees at the top in those stationary lunges. Few more seconds. We're on 3, 2, 1. We're going to finish up with those squats. Remember, get deep into those squats. Teresa's showing you those mountain climbers. But up, let's finish strong, everybody. Because guess what? You just have about 10 more seconds. Let's get these last reps. Let's get this victory. We're almost there. We have 3, 2, 1. Awesome job, everybody. Let's get into our stretches. Starting up with that extended lunge will be your last lunges of the day. Get that front knee about 90 degrees. Remember, push forward with those hips, squeeze those glutes. You should be leaning away from that back knee. Take a nice deep breath, inhale through your nose. And then as you exhale, you can deepen out that stretch. And then once you're ready, you can go ahead and switch sides. Feel that stretch out. For everybody doing the workout tomorrow at home, the only equipment you'll need is a weighted bag or dumbbells and an elevated surface. Just feel that stretch out. And then once you're ready, we're going to go into our hurdler stretch. Once you can go ahead and release that stretch. And then, of course, our word of the day. I'll give you guys the word of the day is burn. Hopefully those legs were burning up during this leg day, building that lead muscle. Remember, Tuck one leg in, reach towards with those hands onto the toe, and use that opposite arm as well to get that stretch in that lower back. Feel that stretch. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and once you're ready, you can go ahead and switch sides. Awesome job, everybody. We absolutely crushed it. Don't forget it. Also, we have our January Fit Body charity, Shriners Children's Hospital. Every 25 check-ins on Facebook and Instagram, we provide medical care for a child burn victim. Hashtag Fit Body for kids. Awesome job, everybody. Go ahead and release those stretches once you're ready. You guys all air fives, air elbows, air knuckles. Thursday, leg day complete. Of course, tomorrow is upper body day, best day of the week. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. Awesome job. Way to crush it on your leg day.